Hello children, welcome to your English video class. Children, as you know that nowadays we are doing grammar in English, and in grammar we are doing tenses. We have already completed simple present tense, present continuous tense, and presently we are doing simple past tense. I have explained to you meaning of past tense, and I have given you a lot of verbs and their past form from your main course book, from your chapter, English chapter. I have selected the verbs that are there in the chapter and I have given you those verbs. If the verbs were in present tense, I have given you the past form of the verb, and if the verbs are in past tense, then I have given you the root verb, the original verb also I have explained you. So I think you have got a good stock of verbs now from your textbook and from your grammar book. Then we started doing exercise also, and we did 2-3 exercises. One we have done where we have done sentence in simple present tense, and using the same verb we have done sentences in simple past tense. मतलब सेंटेंस को हमने पहले सिंपल प्रेजेंट टेंस में लिखा, और जो वर्ब सिंपल प्रेजेंट टेंस में यूज हुआ था सेम वर्ब को यूज करके हमने एक सिंपल पास्ट टेंस का सेंटेंस बनाया था. इस तरह का एक्सरसाइज पूरा हमने कंप्लीट किया था. Having some sentences of simple present tense and then having the sentences of simple past tense using the same verbs. Then we did an exercise related to choosing the correct past form of verb. Some verbs were written and you have to select the correct past form of that particular verb. That also we have done. Then we did a story, completing a story using the choosing the correct word from the given words. You have to complete the story. It was a very familiar story of honest woodcutter, where you have to choose the words from the box, and all those words were actually verbs in the past form. And you have to choose the correct verb, and then you have to fill in the gap, and finally you have to complete that story. That you have done. Now we will do one more story, again a very familiar story of greedy dog. I hope you all are aware of that story. What we are going to do is not to remember that story, or it's not that we are going to learn a story. We are actually practicing past tense. So what we will do, we will complete that story, that common story, by filling in the blanks, and the words that you will fill in that blanks will be verbs in their past form. बस past tense के verbs use करने हैं और आपको वो story को complete करना है. The story of greedy dog. So let's do. First I will write the verbs that are to be filled in, जो आप उसमें से जिसमें से आप choose करके fill करोगे, ठीक है? So let's do that. Question is, choose the correct words. Choose the correct words from the box. From the box. And complete the story. And complete the story. Okay? Now I'm going to give you the verbs. अब मैं verbs आपके लिए लिखने जा रही हूँ. And the verbs are cloud जैसा पहले बना देते हैं, so that I can write the verbs in that cloud. was, fell, then found, then started, then wanted, then mistook, then happened, then had, then opened, then held. These are the verbs that you have to use for filling that, for completing the story in fact, okay? Was, fell, found, started, wanted, mistook, happened, had, opened and held. Next, let me write the story now. Once there dash a dog. He was looking for food. He dashed a piece of bone. He dashed to eat it all alone. He dashed the bone in his mouth and dashed and crossing a bridge over a river. He blank to see his reflection in the water. He dashed it to be another dog who also dashed a piece of bone in his mouth. He dashed his mouth to try and take the other bone too, but his own piece dash down into the water. This is all, and now we have to complete it. Let me read it for this. Once there blank a dog, he was looking for food. He dashed a piece of bone. He dashed to eat it all alone. He blanked the bone in his mouth and dashed, crossing a bridge over a river. He dashed to see his reflection in the water. He blanked it to be another dog who also blanked a piece of bone in his mouth. He dashed his mouth to try and take the other bone too, but his own piece blanked down into the river. Now, what you have to do, you have to choose the word from the words that is given in the cloud, and you have to complete this very familiar story. I know you all have heard this story. आप सबने ये स्टोरी सुनी होगी ग्रेडी डॉग की, है ना? तो चलिए इसको कंप्लीट करते हैं हम. Once there was a dog. Once there was a dog. He was looking for food. He found a piece of bone. Found मतलब मिलना. Find का past tense found, और is का past tense was. So he found a piece of bone. He wanted. Want का past tense wanted. Past tense of want is wanted. He wanted to eat it all alone. He held मतलब उठाया उसने. Hold का past tense held. He held the bone in his mouth and dashed and started held हो गया and started crossing a bridge over a river. He dashed to see his reflection. He happened. H-A-P-P-E-N-E-D. Happened. He happened to see his reflection in the water. He mistook. Mistake का past tense mistook. He mistook it to be another dog who also had a piece of bone in his mouth. He dashed his mouth opened. He opened his mouth to try and take the other bone too, but his own piece fell down into the river. We have used all the verbs. सारे verbs हमने use कर लिए and we completed this story. Once there was a dog. He was looking for food. He found a piece of bone. He wanted to eat it all alone. He had the bone in his mouth and started crossing a bridge over a river. He happened to see his reflection in the water. He mistook it to be another dog who also had a piece of bone in his mouth. He opened his mouth to try and take the other bone too, but his own piece fell into the water. and the story is complete. इसी तरह से आप कोई और भी स्टोरी ट्राई कर सकते हो जो कॉमन सी स्टोरी हो, और उसके वर्ब्स हटा दो आप, और फिर उसके बाद वापस आप उन्हीं वर्ब्स को एडजस्ट करके देखो इन देयर पास्ट फॉर्म. ठीक है, तो ये हमने स्टोरी की है. नाउ लेट्स डू अनदर एक्सरसाइज फ्रॉम द बुक इटसेल्फ. आपकी बुक से ही हम इसको देख रहे हैं. एंड इट इज अ crosswords puzzle sort of thing, where again past tense, past words are written, and we will do this now. इसको मैं इरेज कर दे रही हूँ बोर्ड को. चलिए, नाउ विल डू दिस. Find the past form of some more verbs from the grid and write them from them with the root form of verbs. Question क्या है हमारा? Find the past form of some more verbs from the grid and write them with the root form of the verbs. अब क्या करना है? अब हमें पहले एक ग्रिड रेडी करना है. आप अपनी बुक में देख सकते हैं. इट इज गिवन ऑन पेज नंबर 60. पेज नंबर 60 पे ये पूरा ग्रिड दिया हुआ है. इसको देखिए, मैं यहाँ पर उसको ड्रॉ कर रही हूँ. Draw lines first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and one more 10. Okay. Now here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now I have to draw 7 lines from this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. I have drawn it without यूजिंग एनी स्केल तो थोड़ा सा टेढ़ा मेढ़ा हो सकता है. What is more important is the letter that we are going to write now. It is U S E D T F F G H O E O W C B A R R L E U C U T N N M C N A E J K. Sorry, this is K. S U T H B D O. Then A Q R E L G P D. Then X E H W D O P S. Then K R K S Y E C T O. Again T D I D E T E. Then again D E I R T A E L D D Z B B E C and U. So many verbs, so many words. Now what we have to do? We have to find out now the past tense of various verbs. अब इसमें हमें पहले क्या करना है, आपको यहाँ पे ये भी लिखा है कि राइट देम विद द रूट फॉर्म ऑफ वर्ब. अब रूट फॉर्म ऑफ वर्ब मैं यहाँ लिख देती हूँ. इट इज यूज, देन आस्क, ट्राई, फाइंड, break, then go, then cut, respect, then touch, then laugh, tell and do. ये सारे हमारे वर्ब्स हैं और इसको अब हम करना शुरू करते हैं. चलिए, पहला है हमारा, यहाँ पर देख रहे हैं USED. ये एक हमें वर्ब मिला पास्ट टेंस का. यूज का पास्ट टेंस है यूज्ड, USED, यूज्ड. देन वी हैव हमारा नेक्स्ट वर्ब हमें मिलेगा TOND. और ये किसका है? टेल का पास्ट टेंस हो गया टोल्ड. यहाँ पे टेल लिखते हैं और पास्ट टेंस हो गया टोल्ड. ओके. देन है हमारा रिस्पेक्टेड. रिस्पेक्टेड, रिस्पेक्ट का पास्ट टेंस रिस्पेक्टेड, RESPECTED, respected. Then we have laughed. This is laughed, LAUGHED. Past tense यहाँ पर है, इधर लिख देते हैं. Past tense is LAUGHED, laughed. Then we have WENT, it है. तो go का पास्ट टेंस WENT, went. हो गया. Then we have TOUCHED. तो हम यहाँ लिखना है पास्ट टेंस टच का TOUCHED, touched, touch, touched. Then we have broke. Break का past tense broke. broke. Then we have cut. Cut का past tense cut. Cut. Past tense of cut is cut. Then this one asked है ना, तो we'll write here asked, ask. हो गया. अब हमारा क्या बचा है, tried. ये यहाँ पे है this one tried. है ना, tried. अब क्या बचा, find बचा और do बचा. तो find का क्या होगा, found. तो found कहाँ लिखा है, आपको दिख रहा है कहीं पे found. Let's find out found. और ये है find. Let's find out found and we found. We found the found. F-O-U-N-D. We found the word found. Then हमारा क्या बचा, अब बचा है हमारा do. Do का बचा है and do का past tense क्या होता है, do का past tense होता है did. तो did. Past tense of do is did. है ना. ये अब हमने ऑलमोस्ट कंप्लीट कर लिया है ना. देखिए हो गया. used. Used किसका हो गया, used का past tense used we have done. Then another word is ask, और हमने उसका भी कर लिया है. ask का भी हमने ढूंढा था नीचे asked हो गया. asked भी हो गया. try का tried, try, try, so tried, tried हो गया. find, 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 अभी जस्ट हमने ढूंढा था इसको. find का found, found, find का found. then break, break, और इसका past tense क्या होता है, break का past tense is broke. broke. This also we have done. Then go का past tense क्या होता है, went, W-E-N-T. ये भी हमको मिल गया. cut, cut, cut का past tense cut. This also we have done. Then we have a respect, R-E-S-P-E-C-T, respect, और respect का ये रहा R-E-S-P-E-C-T-E-D, respected. Done. हो गया. नेक्स्ट हमारा टच, T-O-U-C-H-E, टच, T-O-U-C-H, टच. देन पास्ट टेंस है T-O-U-C-H-E-D, टच. दिस ऑल्सो डन. लाफ, L-A-U-G-H, तो बिल्कुल बीच में हमें दिख रहा है L-A-U-G-H-E-D. वी हैव डन दिस ऑल्सो. इसको थोड़ा सा डार्क कर देते हैं. देन लाफ हो गया, लाफ भी हो गया. देन टोल्ड, टेल का टोल्ड, ये है T-O-L-D. दिस ऑल्सो वी हैव डन. एंड फाइनली डू का हमने किया D-I-D, डिड. सो हमने टिक भी लगा लिया, तो क्रॉस चेक कर लिया कि हमने सारे वर्ड्स का पास्ट टेंस ढूंढ लिया है. तो इस तरह से हमने ये जो ग्रिड था इसको भी कंप्लीट कर लिया, जो पास्ट टेंस का था. और इसी के साथ आपका ये जो पास्ट टेंस वाला जो यूनिट था, दैट वी हैव कंप्लीटेड. वी हैव डन लॉट मेनी एक्सरसाइजेस. वर्ड्स हमने कर चुके हैं. तो आपको अब क्या करना है, यू नीड टू प्रैक्टिस नाउ. अब जितनी भी मैक्सिमम आपसे पॉसिबल हो उतना आप इसकी प्रैक्टिस कीजिए. आई हैव ऑलवेज टोल्ड यू दैट पास्ट टेंस इज टू बी प्रैक्टिस्ड एंड लर्नड. आप जब तक लर्न नहीं करेंगे आपको वर्ब्स के पास्ट टेंस आसानी से नहीं आएंगे, बिकॉज इसमें स्पेलिंग चेंज हो सकती है, इसमें प्रोनाउंसिएशन चेंज हो सकता है, पूरा का पूरा वर्ड चेंज हो जाता है. दैट्स व्हाई यू हैव टू बी वेरी पर्टिकुलर. यू हैव टू लर्न इट. मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग इज यू हैव टू लर्न इट. पास्ट टेंस आपको लर्न करने से ही आएगा. तो इसी के साथ हमारा ये यूनिट खत्म हुआ एंड वी विल स्टार्ट अ न्यू यूनिट इन द नेक्स्ट वीडियो. हमारा जो अगला वीडियो होगा उसमें वी विल स्टार्ट अ न्यू यूनिट. ओके, तो मिलते हैं नेक्स्ट वीडियो में. थैंक यू.